Okay, I took this apart a second time, and I don't see anything really wrong with it. Um, but I'll tell you what I did. I cleaned this really carefully. I'll get a pointer. I cleaned this really carefully. That's the electrical contact when you energize the magnet, when you push the pedal down up against the resistance. When you then energize the pull switch, it closes this magnet down. It holds this tight. It does two things. It pulls here and pulls here. That holds it on. It holds it on until you step on the brake. It releases the ground to the magnet. It opens this up, and then this should be free again. So when you push the accelerator and you hit the preset, that's the preset speed, that angle that this part's at, it pushes through it and it winds up this, this is bad, this part should be replaced. I don't have one. It winds up the spring. That's the resistance you feel. If you keep pushing, the spring gets wound up. I've seen these springs break on other systems because they get rusty and they're high tensile steel. I cleaned all this up. I oiled all in here. I oiled all in here, I oiled it here. And I cleaned this with alcohol, and then I treated it with a electrical cleaner and conditioner. These points are the speed, so meaning they control this arm by moving the magnet back and forth with a screw that's down in the bottom, which you probably can't see, it's way down there. The motor moves the screw, it's a worm drive, it goes this way, and the motor moves this thing back and forth, back and forth. And once this clicks in, and you hit this, it secures it, then this motor will drive it back and forth, back and forth. And the way it does that is these points. And these points turn on the motor to go one way or the other based on speed. Speed is determined by flywheels, which are down inside. I can move these flywheels in and out manually. And then it moves this armature and it goes back and forth, back and forth. See if you see it. So I thoroughly cleaned these points where the three-prong electrical connector comes in. I checked inside for shorts. I see no shorts in the wiring. But you said you think it was sticking, but look at this. It moves so freely. Like, I don't see any way anything can stick. The only other thing that could possibly stick is the drive. Somehow the drive gets hung up. So I'll go on inside here, down at the bottom. I don't have good lighting, but down at the bottom there's a worm gear. I can make sure that that's completely running as smooth as silk. But there isn't much else I can go to. This is moving nice and freely. The weights move freely. The weights spin freely. You can see they go round and round, round and round. No problem. They're driven by the input from the transmission, and then there's a gear inside here, and it goes out. This feels really, really good. I mean, I don't see any problem in here either. So I guess the only thing I have left to do is, before I do another set of electrical tests, which I will do, and I have done before I did all this extra cleaning, after the conversation, I can go in and make sure that the faults we're experiencing just do not indicate that the motor or the worm drive are a problem, because it does maintain speed by moving this back and forth. The problem seemed to be when he engaged, it did engage, so that means that you pushed it against the resistance, then this thing locks in, and now the worm gear moves back and forth depending on speed. But the problem seemed to be when he stepped on the brake. When he stepped on the brake, this should pop off. Now, I also cleaned this all up really good so that this can't stick. I mean, I didn't see any sign it was sticking. I can't imagine how it would stick. And I'll keep looking and looking and looking for all possibilities how this could possibly happen. But I made sure that this could pop off. So then when you do that, then the throttle spring should pull this back to idle. And he said it went back to 10. There's nothing in here holding it. Once you release this, say this was 40, this thing gets released and this moves back freely. Oops, I don't know if your camera. Once you release this, it goes back freely. I don't see anything in the way. Nothing in the way. Very loose, see, very loose movement. There's no catch or hang up or anything. So it's still a mystery, but I'll clean the hell out of things and lube the hell out of things. That's all I can do.